Hi, my name is Heather Hooper. I am an educator in Central Indiana, and welcome back to Hanging with Hooper. Okay, so my hair is craziness. It's staticky. It is -9 this morning, and it's just a great day, crazy hair. So please disregard that if that matters to you. But I'm not here for fancy videos, as you know, if you have watched my videos in the past. I'm just here to share what I'm doing in education in hopes that I inspire you to do something, or it makes you think of something to write in the comments to inspire me. So let's get started, and we can quickly talk about what I've done the last week, which is nothing. So we had a snowstorm come through and bitter cold, and so we were off last Friday, Monday, Tuesday. And Wednesday. 4 days in a row. Thursday was a 2-hour delay. Today is Friday, and every other Friday we have scheduled 2-hour delays because that's when we do our PD stuff. So today is another 2-hour delay that was already scheduled. So what's nice though is it's the primary that has to attend meetings today and not the intermediate. So I get some work time, which is nice. I decided to still go ahead and come in at my normal time, even though I didn't necessarily have to get some some grades put into the grade book so that they could be passed out today and gone home in their Friday folders, and just to get some planning done for next week. So there's not much to share with this week. When we do e-learning, those are review. Now all our e-learning days are gone. So we will move to virtual now if we need to take any more days or make them up at the end of the school year. So there is that. So I'm going to start by getting some grades put into the grade book, and then we'll look at some planning together and see what we're going to do. All right, I know it's not the most flattering view, but that's what you guys are getting today. So I have my grades done and entered into the system. So now I am going to get my slides ready for today. One thing that I use that I have talked about before is Ed Tomorrow website. So it's edtomorrow.com. And on that website, you have different choices. So you have first 5 junior, first 5 primary, and first 5 secondary. So junior is pre-K through 1, primary is 2 through 5, and secondary is 6 through 12. And when you go into that, you have all different kinds of things to choose from. So you have like a daily meal. Right, so this is what the 5th grade, well, the 2 through 5 one looks like. And I always choose the meme. So I just copy that and I put it on my daily slide here. And I always, usually comes up with the border, but it did not. So I'm going to add that. And then I also will choose when a waiter stops by your table and asks how the food is. It's just little funny ones and my kids enjoy it. Then I choose one of the questions. Depending on the day and how much time we have, depends on the type of question that I ask. So today we're not going to have very much time at all because it is a scheduled 2-hour delay. So I just screenshot this. It is the easiest way for me to take it. You can run all this through their website. They have this focus mode up here. but I do not do that. I just pick and choose what I want. And then I won't do it today because of the 2-hour delay. We don't have time, but there's like a way that you can greet them at the door. Or I always do these if it's not a 2-hour delay. So which element would you like to control? And so then they get to choice. So a lot of times it's like food choices or play choices or just different things like that. So we can look at yesterday's and see what that one was. So there's yesterday's meme, the questions from yesterday, how to greet them at the door if you choose, and then the best place to nap. So it's just random questions, and you just quickly talk about those and why they choose those. So I'm going to go back to today's. There's like a self-care check-in if you choose to do that. Mindfulness, if that's something you exercise in your room. Positivity, if you do something with character. There's a video that you can watch. I have used these occasionally if it goes with things that we are talking about. But all kinds of things in there, different ways to collaborate. And so there's like a game that you guys can play each day. So all different kinds of things in there. I use this website every single day to do my morning meeting. Today we won't do writing because of 2-hour delay. That is something that I lose. I won't be doing morphology. We don't do those on 2-hour delays. I'm going to go over vocabulary words. They have a test next week, and we've been off of school for so long. And they are also going to have a reading worksheet, and I'm going to take that from yesterday. And let's see here. It is going to be that. So I'm going to come over here and just take it from here. And I just grab all of these, copy, take them back here. And this is how I do my daily slides. So I have them all open here. We're going to do vocab. And I'm going to paste those there. Because after vocabulary, they will work on this reading worksheet. I am going to take the answers out because we will not do that. So we're also going to grade one that they already did. But I don't have that one in here like I do the other one. For vocabulary, we need to check. They did part B. So we need to check this. Paste that in there, keep original. And then I think what I'm going to have them do, if I go to Pear Deck, if you don't use Pear Deck with your Google Slides, there are some things that you could be missing out on. I'm just going to open my Pear Deck card factory, and the kids have to draw with it and do some matching, writing of sentences, that kind of thing. So we are going to play with that today. We are also going to practice our virtual day. So I have my Google Meet up here that we are going to make sure everybody can get into in case we ever have to go virtual. So, and then that's going to be about it. We'll see from then. We'll probably do some math, some division of decimals, so I need to find some more practice for that. So that is where we are. I'll catch up with you a little bit later. All right, so for grammar and writing, I am so old school. I use Shirley English. If you've never seen it, it's just like a bunch of jingles or questions, and you answer them, and it helps you to diagram the sentence. I know diagramming the sentence isn't considered a good thing to do anymore, but our kids don't understand sentence syntax or writing syntax, language syntax, and that's a huge part of the science of reading. And I think it's important to know how to develop a sentence or how to break a sentence apart to understand it. So Shirley does a very good job of helping kids to understand the parts of a sentence. It's also a great writing curriculum for somebody who struggles at teaching writing, and also kids who struggle at writing, and most of ours do. So that's what I like about it. It's like a formula. It's all very basic. It's not like for your great writers by any means, but it helps kids who struggle getting things on paper to get something on paper. So that is what we use. Now, I don't believe in my looking, because I did not have the student workbook with this forever. My teaching partner found it on like thrift books or something. Now, I don't think they sell it in a curriculum anymore. I think they just do like homeschooling stuff, and I've gotten a couple things like that for like review or more practice. But the Shirley method is what I keep going back to, and it's what kids in their 30s will tell me when I see them out and about, that they remember like the random things that, you know, your few former students bring up. Shirley method is always one of them, and most of them still know their prepositions because of that. So that's what I use for that. So we have done all 8 parts of speech, and we are getting into focusing more on the writing of the multi-paragraph essays. I was going to start that next week, but I think I'm going to wait one more week. I'm not here on Friday, so I knew I wasn't going to do that then, and I needed to finish a couple of the English lessons before we moved on. So next week will be that, and then we'll be hitting multi-paragraph essays pretty hard for a while. So stinks on my end because it's a lot of writing, a lot of grading, a lot of meeting with kids, those kinds of things. So that's what we're doing for grammar. In reading, I am working on comprehension and going back to the text and finding those and focusing on vocabulary and sounding out words and stuff like that. So I'm using Spectrum Reading for that. Again, it's extremely old. There's a newer version, but I use my older version because I like the vocabulary component of it, and it's making kids having to go back to the text to find those words. So I am doing that for a little bit. I will also be doing some picture books. I just haven't picked those yet. Today I'm going to do one about Groundhog Day, but otherwise I'm not sure on those. So let me go figure that out and I'll get back to you. All right, some books that I am finding today. I am reading Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons. I almost forgot because that would be on Sunday, so I need to read that today. Then I pulled out some books for Black History Month for February. I will not get to all of these. I read a lot of picture books, but reading about Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's the astrophysicist. He's also like an author, I think. Reading the story of Bessie Coleman. This is talking about young women who changed the world. So I marked African American women who changed the world in that one. I also did the same in She Persisted and in sports, and then just the regular She Persisted. So I did that in that one as well. Who Built the Library, Any More Than Anything Else, and another one, Harriet Tubman's, and the other one's about the women, but this one is about her, and kids love to learn about slavery and the Underground Railroad. And this one is a graphic novel, so it might take a couple days to read that one. The Girl Who Buried Her Dreams in a Can, which is a true story. Those are always fun. The Boy Who Never Gave Up. I also had, I think I put it in the wrong pile. I also can do Salt in His Shoes about Michael Jordan. I need to grab that one. I didn't because I thought I had read it, but I'm not seeing it on my wall. So those are the ones for Black History Month. I also will do stuff on kindness with Valentine's Day coming up. Also all the month of January, we've been talking about empathy, so we can kind of continue that as well. But I have the Invisible Boy. Some of these I gotta read again because it's been a while and I can't quite remember. I think the sandwich swap would work. No shoes. I can't remember on this one, but I need to reread My Secret Bully. The kindness snippet. I also need to look at, I think that's more like self-care. Each kindness, and maybe, actually I could also do mini coats or coat of many colors. The other two that I also have sent out is social studies related, because we will be getting into Roanoke, the Lost Colony, and getting into the 13 colonies, so people coming to America. So I thought maybe I could break this one up because it's pretty long, so we'll see if I get to that one. So those are the books for February that I will read during reading time, and we'll have good discussions and vocabulary and stuff like that, and then we'll do the comprehension worksheets. One more that I can throw in for science, because we've been learning about the water cycle and groundwater and all of that, but a drop around the world. All right, so another thing that we did today, if you've used Google and you use Google Slides, have you ever used Pear Deck? Pear Deck, there are some things I don't like about it. I animate my slides, and so I animate even like answers to show up. Well, if you do, like, the animations don't work right with it, but it's where your kids can go to like joinpd.com. It's an extension that you add to slides. And once there, they put in this code, and that allows them to see your screen, whatever you have in your slides, but it makes it interactive. So like you can put like a spot where they can type an answer in, and then you can see like all the kids' answers and you can talk about them. There's some other features. That's about the only one I use because I have a free version. There is like more things that you can do with it if you pay for it. But when I went onto it, this is the first time I had went onto it because I hate that it doesn't work with my animation. So I went onto it this week and I was playing with it during snow days just to see if there was anything new, if it was going to work. And I found something super cool that it didn't used to do. So let me show you what we did today.
It feels like this, right?
Thank you, because it's going on YouTube.
Pretty great. The water. Oh, it's gonna be hard drawing this. No. No. A picture of you giving a kid a headlock. Cool, move your finger.
That's hilarious.
That's what the purpose is.
So, is it going to do what do we want it to do? Quality control. What's it having you do on your end? Is it just showing it? Okay, because I have a yes and a no. So they're showing you what's on the board. Do you say that this is a good one? She professed her mother to never cut her hair. Right? So we have to make sure that it makes sense. So we're saying no on that one. Return. Do I just click on them down here? Retrospective, I blank my life decisions. Now put that word in there. I get what they're saying, but those of us that are doing this, you have to put the word in. Does it make sense? I retrospective my life decisions. Do you see how it doesn't make sense? But do you see what they were trying to do? Yeah. I see what they were trying to do, and I love the picture. Love the green hair. All right, let's try another one here. Iris, the reporter, made a show later on in her life showing a retrospective of the Flash's life. That's a good one. Good picture. All right, so let's say yes on that one. Wait, we got to get this one. Retrospective. He retrospective when he got his credit card and his wallet. Got his own credit card. Nope. I get what you're trying to say, but that does not work. To Pear Deck, which I already have marked because I used it today. So this is like my website. So this is the peardeck.com app that you sign into. So what is so cool is you can go to this flashcard factory and you put in your terms here. I'm not going to do all that because it takes time. So then they can play like different things with flashcards. But what is even cooler, I don't know if I can get it open. So if I go to, let's see, session history, you can still see it's live because my kids want to keep playing it. Like that's all they wanted to do today. You can see that I had all this engagement. Let's see if I open projector. And so it takes, so my kids got these flashcards and they had to, gosh, I wish I could do it from the beginning. They had to draw a picture that went with a vocabulary word and write a sentence using the vocabulary word. Now, when you do that, you want to leave a blank and not put the vocabulary word, or they have the answer automatically. But once they do that, then you get to go through them and decide if kids used them correctly, if the picture is correct, and you can deny them or accept them. And then it takes them and it puts them automatically. So here were their examples. So I don't know if you can see. So like, let's see, is it gonna focus? So my kid, one of my students drew this picture and wrote the sentence, Iris the reporter made a show later on her life showing a blank of Flash's life, and it's retrospective. So not exactly right, but we knew what they were trying to say. We have like cars. Let's see if I can show you, sorry. Cars. So this one was cars. And they gave the definition of it, and then their word or their sentence was the funeral, which is procession, was very long, and so then they have this to go with it. So they got to draw the pictures, and you work in pairs. And so one person is writing the sentence, the other person is doing the drawing, and like they swapped iPads and just like shared the responsibility of both. But then it takes it and uploads it to Gimkit, and you can play a game with it. And it's so cool. So my kids played this one today, and we just did it normal. And all the kids were playing each other, and they thought it was so cool. So you start the game, and what's super cool, you can start, the kids think, oh, this is so fun, blah, blah, blah. And they keep going. I'm not very good at it. They thought that was hilarious. So whatever. And so double jump, and it tells me, excuse me, it tells me I'm low on energy, and I'm just gonna go. And then when I run out, oh, I'm out of energy. You can see it tells me I can't move. I can't do anything until I answer questions to get energy. And it's their pictures and their sentences. So this is my picture. This is Candy. I only know, and up here, it just doesn't show very well. It says stop eating, and it gives the definition. Strong like for something, usually bad. She has such a bad blank. For Candy, she needs to stop. It was unhealthy. And so then you choose proclivity, and you get energy points, and you can keep answering questions about the vocabulary. And then when they have points, or they earn their energy, then they can go back and start playing until they run out of energy again. The kids did this for so long. Now, the first time you do it, it took us a while. It took us a good while. Like, they were so into it too. Some of my pictures were so good. Some of them weren't, because we're not all artists, but talk about engagement and talk about my kids saying, oh my gosh, I really know what my words mean now. They loved it. And so then I can leave this open and they can play it when they finish their work, and they don't have other things to work on. They can work on this. So this was, I mean, GimKit's not new, but I like that I had created the flashcards, and that then I realized, oh my gosh, they get to create the flashcards, and that imports it into GimKit. That was a game changer, and they loved it.
What did you do wrong?
So talk about it. See if you're not getting the same thing. Does anything times 8 give me 28? So it's not going to be even this time, is it? Okay? I don't have to move my decimal or anything like that, so I'm going to bring my decimal straight up. I can't go into 0, so I'm going to go ahead and add my 0 there. Okay? Can I go into 2? Anything times 8 give me 2? Nope, so I'm going to put my 0 there. And what times 8 gets me close to 28? I'll be back to you, Hallie, okay? Colt? 3. So what is 3 times 8? Okay? And I subtract. And what's 28 minus 24?
4.
Okay? With decimals, you never have remainders. That's what's confusing. You know what you're going to do, though? You're going to add a 0 and bring it down. What times 8 gives me 40? 5. And then you're done. Yes. Yep. Yep.
0.035.
Yep. Okay? So when it's not even, I will tell you, in 5th grade, we generally go out to the thousandths, sometimes the 10,000ths if you have to round it. But you don't, in 5th grade, you don't usually go past the thousandths. And that's when you would just stop. Okay? So, let's try a different. So, this is going to happen again. Okay? This is another one of those. You're doing number 4 because we've already done the others. Number 4. Yeah. If you need help, raise your hand or come see me. I need to feel needed. It's good that I'm not needed, but I want to feel needed. Did you check all your answers on the other side? Oh, you did the other side. Okay. What's that? You just did them on this side. Okay. That's all right. Just be patient. Let others check theirs.
Just look at 4. It's not bad.
What did you do?
I put a 3 there instead of a 5.
So it makes me wonder, did you mess up your subtraction or something? So is this 5, 1, 1 or just 5, 1, 2?
No, it was 5, 1, and then I put a 1 there.
Okay. So you did. Okay, right there's where you messed up. Because, oh wait, no, it's a 7. I was using the 4. The number 4, which is 49, 50, 51. And you brought down a 2. Yeah. And you used, okay, a 21. But the answer is a 5. Makes me wonder if you wrote the problem wrong.
Maybe.
That could be it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I got that one.
Yeah, definitely.
I only got 4 on the first side?
After that, We still didn't get to our virtual day example to make sure that they all know how to get on. So I'm going to do that on Monday. And then we had Fun Friday because it was Friday and we were only in school for 2 days this week. And yesterday was a 2-hour delay. Today was a 2-hour delay. So, you know, we just weren't into doing much of anything. So we had our Fun Friday like we always do, unless they still owed me work from not doing their e-learning stuff. So that was our day today. Now I am going to work on finishing my plans. I started to show you guys those. The one thing that I'm really going to work on is the 8th is the Super Bowl, and I always do a Super Bowl room transformation. So I need to get that ready for next week and decide when I'm going to do that. And it's probably my favorite one that I do. It's the one that I decorate the most for and do all kinds of things for. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to start planning on that and updating all the materials and getting those packets printed and ready to go. So I hope you got something from this video. If there's something that stood out or gave you ideas, you know, or if you have questions, just leave those down in the comments below. Share your ideas. I love learning from you guys. I love learning from other teachers. So just share that below. And I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.